Have you ever wondered what you'd do if someone tried to break into your home? Most of us imagine freezing up, hiding, or maybe quietly calling for help. But one woman in San Diego had a completely different idea, and it's a story you won't forget. It was just another quiet evening in a suburban neighborhood. The sun had set, and families were settling in for the night. Inside one particular house, a woman was home alone, enjoying the peace and quiet. But outside, a different scene was unfolding. Two individuals, likely assuming the house was empty, were attempting a silent entry. They crept around the property, looking for a weak spot, a way to get in unnoticed. They probably thought this would be an easy score, another house in a long line of them. They were wrong, terribly wrong. The woman inside wasn't oblivious. She heard a faint noise, a scrape against a window that was just a little too out of place. Her heart started to pound, that familiar jolt of adrenaline we all know. But instead of panic, something else took over, pure, unadulterated rage. This was her home, her sanctuary, and someone was trying to violate it. She didn't reach for her phone. She didn't hide in a closet. She grabbed the first thing she could think of that would make a lot of noise. In this case, it was a hefty pot and a metal spoon from her kitchen. She marched right to the back door, where the intruders were fumbling with the lock. And then she let loose. She started banging on that pot with all her might, creating a deafening, chaotic racket that shattered the suburban silence. But she didn't stop there. She opened her lungs and screamed. Not a scream of fear, but a battle cry. A furious primal roar that echoed through the entire neighborhood. She yelled things like, "Get out of my house," and "You picked the wrong home." Over and over, her voice raw with fury. The effect was instantaneous. The two would-be burglars, who had banked on stealth and silence, were completely stunned. This was not in their playbook. They froze for a split second, caught in the blinding glare of a sudden, very loud spotlight. The sound was so jarring, so unexpected, that their plan just evaporated. They turned and fled, tripping over themselves to get away from the source of the incredible noise. They didn't just walk away. They sprinted, disappearing into the darkness as fast as their legs could carry them. By now, the entire neighborhood was awake. Lights flickered on in house after house. People peered out their windows, drawn by the commotion. One neighbor, who had already been on the phone with the police about a suspicious vehicle, updated the dispatcher in real time. "You can't miss them," he said. "Just follow the screaming and the pot banging." When the police arrived just minutes later, the scene was almost comical. The woman was still standing there, pot and spoon in hand, catching her breath. Her neighbors were gathered on their lawns, buzzing with excitement. The officers, after ensuring she was safe, couldn't help but be impressed. They canvassed the area and, thanks to the quick-thinking neighbors and the very loud exit she provided, they apprehended the suspects a few blocks away. This story went viral for a reason. It's a powerful reminder that our first instinct doesn't have to be fear. Sometimes the best defense is a loud offense. She didn't have any special training or a weapon. She just had a deep-seated instinct to protect her home and the courage to make a whole lot of noise. She proved that you don't need to be a superhero to be a hero. Sometimes all you need is a strong voice, a quick mind, and maybe, just maybe, some kitchenware. What do you think? What would you have done in her situation? Let me know down in the comments. It's a fascinating thing to consider. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, make sure to like and subscribe for more. See you next time.